All right. Hey guys and girls, I hope everyone is doing well. This is Rudy. Hey, I wanted to make this one video, but I have very limited video editing software, so I'm going to go ahead and make it 2 videos. But one of the things I wanted to convey about day one while it's still fresh in my mind is that as I watched the trial and as I watched, the system crunch and, put Lieutenant Colonel Terry Lakin through the system, and as they went through the dry processes and the dry procedures, there's a human element that's missing here. Lieutenant Colonel Terry Lakin is willing to sacrifice his entire future and his entire life's work for the sake of principle, and that's such a rare thing. And he is a man who struck within his conscience and in his core that he's not receiving orders from a constitutionally eligible president. And you can tell that it's caused him to be, to do a soul searching, that, he's devoted his life to the military, and he wants to know that his orders are constitutionally coming from a constitutionally eligible president. So, part of the thing that's missed is the dryness and the dullness and just the overall processes and procedures that miss out on the human element. So I wanted to give an analogy, and let me give it to you, and I think it's a good analogy of what I witnessed today from my perspective. And whether it's good or not, you can tell me, but the analogy is that imagine a husband and a wife, and they want to start a family, and the husband loves the wife, and they work to get pregnant, and eventually the wife gets pregnant, and the mother carries the baby in her womb for 9 months, and during that time, the father accommodates her heart's desire. He accommodates her every mood swing, her wild craving for weird food. They go to Lamaze class and do breathing exercises together. The father builds a baby room. He buys baby furniture. It's a wonderful event, and everyone in the family, both in-laws on both sides, are overjoyed, and everyone is getting excited for the event to come, and everybody's happy that she's pregnant, and everybody's looking forward to the blessed event. Well, 9 months down the road, the water breaks, and he knows that it's time to have the baby, so he rushes his wife to the hospital, and they go into the delivery room, and inside the delivery room is the father, the mother, you have the doctor who's working to deliver the baby, and let's also imagine that you have all of the in-laws in the room from both sides. And so everybody's there for the blessed event of the baby being born. And after a lot of hard work and the labors of birthing pains, the baby comes out, and the doctor wraps up the bundle of joy and handles the bundle of joy to the mother. Now, what I'm about to say is a horrific, very crude statement, but bear with me here because I'm going to make a point of it. The mother, as she's holding the baby and everybody's looking at her, and it's the climax of the wonderful event that has been proceeding for the previous 9 months, the mother starts eating the baby. The mother starts chomping off the hand and chomping off an ear, and it's the most horrific thing that you can possibly imagine. It's like, my goodness, this is the most, the father is in shock, and as he looks around the room, the doctor doesn't even seem to be paying attention, and the rest of the people in the room are looking out the window, they're chit-chatting, some of them are watching the television in the room, they just don't care, there's nobody that cares what's going on. And so the father immediately tries to stop the mother from eating the baby, and tries to protect it and to save it. And when he does that, the authorities from outside the room rush in the room and put that father in handcuffs and lead him out of the room. And you may say, that's the craziest analogy, and Rudy, that just proves you're some nut. What does all that mean? Okay, see, in my mind, as I watched the trial today, and I watched the bigger picture of what's going on, the mother is this whore of Babylon, Obama, that doesn't even, have America's interest at heart. He's totally destroying America at every angle that he can. He's eating America, so to speak. And we have the baby, which represents Christian America, which was our founding fathers built this country on Christian morality and Christian ethics and biblical ethics. Now, you may not like to hear that, but that's the honest truth. The rest of the people in the room, the supposed in-laws, they don't even care. They're just apathetic Americans. They're more interested in Dancing with the Stars. They're more interested in what Paris Hilton wore this week or what Britney Spears wore. And then we have the doctor who's supposed to be the politicians. They're the one that's supposed to be birthing a new America for the promises of a new generation. They're working on maintaining this great republic that we have. And what have they done? They haven't. They're just apathetic. They're not trying to help the father. The father is Lieutenant Colonel Terry Lakin, who's trying to save the baby, save Christian America, save the Constitution. You know, the baby represents the Constitution and Christian America. And so Lieutenant Colonel Terry Lakin is trying to take a stand to save it. He's put a lot of effort into protecting it and devoted a good portion of his life. And so, you know, and the people coming in to arrest him are the mindless authorities that just follow a system and, you know, don't even think about the orders as to whether they're constitutional or not. So, again, just to recap, you got Obama as the mother, the whore of Babylon, the usurper who's destroying Christian America, the baby, also the Constitution. You have the doctor, which represents the politicians, and they're not doing anything to take a stand to protect the baby. They're just letting the whore of Babylon destroy her, and they're just completely silent. You know, if I have to talk about the Tea Party again, I'm going to puke. But you know, what's so special about the Tea Party? They want small taxes. And they want small government. Well, there's people in China that want lower taxes and small government. So don't give me the Tea Party as anything special. But, you know, our politicians are just, you know, very apathetic in the way they're dealing with the whole situation. And that's the analogy that I thought of today as I was sitting in that trial. And it's a shame that the one person, Lieutenant Colonel Terry Lakin, that's trying to save the baby, to try to save America and the Constitution, is being handcuffed and sent to prison, and nobody's doing a damn thing about it. Nobody cares. Nobody. You know, let it die. Let it be destroyed by the usurper Obama, baby-eating mother. You know, that's the way I think of him. I got no good thing to say about that man. And all of this could be avoided. Before I finish this video, let me just say this. All of this trial and all of this tribulation and all of this conflict could have been avoided if this Obama usurper would have called the Hawaiian Health Department and released a $20 birth certificate. I want you to think about that. I want you to think about that tonight as you're thinking about the problems that, you know, this country has, and that the birther movement. The birther movement could be just dealt a fatal blow if he would call the Hawaiian Health Department and release a $20 birth certificate. Now, many of you will say, well, he could just forge it. Well, make him forge it. It doesn't matter. You don't get into the theater without a ticket. If he has to forge one, make him release a forged one, but he needs to release one. The COLB is not a valid birth certificate, and everyone knows it. I don't know what else to say. It's just very, very sad to see Lieutenant Colonel Terry Lakin getting eaten up by the wheels of the system, and nobody's protecting him, and nobody's protecting America, and nobody's protecting the Constitution. It's going to take a divine act of God to get us out of the hellhole that we find ourselves in today. That's my take on the situation anyway. But I wanted to say that while it was fresh on my mind. And God bless every one of you. God bless Lieutenant Colonel Terry Lakin, and God bless America, and let's pray that if it's not too late, that God will step in and help us out. God bless every one of you.